McClunky.
Oh, I'm not ready yet.
Chef
Hold on.
Supreme!
Oh, okay. 1 second, everybody. I oops.
Oh, I'm
Boy,
not
you
ready
fucked
yet.
it up.
I didn't
Oh, we're
do.
here.
I didn't do a certain thing.
You got it all busted, you dummy.
What is this?
Dude,
I
fuck
thought
this.
I
I'm
did
just
this
gonna go watch
already.
Amaranth. I'm out of here.
Amaranth, get her out of here, man.
Bullshit.
Don't even mention her name here.
I'm a man of culture.
I only watch Amaranth when she's talking.
I watch for the
She's in
lore.
pool clubs and beaches right now. 18 plus bikini try on.
Say no more, fam.
I'm
in.
Just both of you immediately. I'm in.
Anyway, you nerds ready to talk about some Star Wars?
You think
Let's
she's
talk
into
about a
Star
children's
Wars?
show.
I've never really watched
Dude.
the stream for her. Does she care?
I don't think she's into anything. I don't know what.
No.
I don't
I
want
don't
to
know,
incriminate
man.
myself by
Does she
answering
not have
that
any
question.
like bikinis in a style? You know what I mean? Like
I don't fucking know, dude. I don't actually watch Amaranth.
I
I
don't
do
know
it for
shit
the
about
lols.
fuck.
I'll fully admit, one time I accidentally clicked on an Amaranth stream. Was
Uh-huh.
accidentally.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
I was like, I've heard this name. Who is this chick? And then it was like, what? This is all this is?
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
just her like staying around in bikinis, pretty much.
Like, good lord,
You know I do this
man.
from time to time, right?
Yeah, but I would tune into that. Trust me.
I really do. I do streams and I pop into pools
Oh, as
and whatever. As like Richard's doing it, but I'm just like I'm in there that's just like watching chicks in hot tubs and just talking in my chat about it. It's a good time.
God.
Anyway,
No,
it's a
but I'd
Christian
watch you.
stream. In a hot tub?
In a hot tub, I would watch.
Dude, that's why you're like a brother to me, dude.
I'll support you through and through. Although I don't know if I would want my brother to be the one supporting me in that situation. Like, if
Well,
he was
I'm from the
the
south.
only person
With
who was
brotherly
given
love,
money.
I say, wear a bikini in a hot tub, please.
Ugh, it
Dude,
just
if you
feels
don't
so
if you
weird.
don't hop into hot tubs with your brothers with bikinis on
I
and
was
stare
about
lovingly
to
into each
agree
other's
with you.
eyes,
And then
then you ain't from Georgia.
You're from Georgia.
it's a Georgia staple there. And the hot tub
All right,
is
the
in
Bad
back
Batch.
of your truck.
Anyway, Bad Batch.
Bad Batch, guys. 10 minutes about, or like 2 minutes talking about Amaranth and bikinis.
Oh, yeah, that's the regular deal around here. Welcome to
Hi, Alice
Four
Ripper.
Bad Batch episodes 5 to 8 discussion because we missed last week.
Hi, Alice Ripper.
How are you doing today? Sideways
Hey,
face.
baby.
Like, what the hell? That was already though because of just the faces. Like that was already a fuck up in the beginning. My bad, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're here to talk about 4 episodes today of the Bad Batch. So what did y'all think about those first 2? Is what we should do because I think the new 2 are kind of their own thing.
Let me get a recap on these. 1 second.
The first one was Entombed, and the other was Tribe. I really liked both of these episodes.
Entombed was pretty dope.
Like for
Which one's
Phyllis,
Entombed? Episode 5?
Entombed, yeah, that was the one where they went into like
dude.
the Pokemon.
Yeah, that episode is the worst one in the season.
No,
Oh, you know what I just realized, guys?
you can't say that, Richard.
Hold
I
on. You know what I
swear,
just
dude.
realized, guys?
What?
I didn't watch Truth and Consequence.
You haven't watched Truth and Consequences yet?
I didn't. I thought I watched the Clone Conspiracy last night. Be like, that must be the new episode. I don't see anything new here.
No, there was. Yeah, they dropped 2.
Is that why?
episodes.
I didn't even notice. Is that why you sent me Palpapill?
No. The Palpa Pill happened in episode 7.
Like he didn't show up or anything. He sent me at 12:30 in the morning. He sent me Palpapill, and I was like waking up. I was like, what does this mean?
Yeah, well, yeah, Palpa Pill means something different. You don't remember Palpa Pill?
What does this mean?
In season 2 of Mandalorian, there's a guy who Palpa Pills himself, and then the guy
I get it. Okay.
that guy,
Oh,
and the clone guy.
Yeah,
named
okay.
Palpa
I
Pill
got you
himself.
now. I got you.
There have been 2 Palpa
Because
Pills
like-
now.
Because Connor talks about Palpapill like Palpatine. I'm like, oh, Palpatine must show up.
Nah,
Palpapil.
I know. Thank you, because like I literally said that while we were watching that episode of The Mandalorian, and the room cracked up. It was fucking insane.
Shit.
All right, well, I'm
I swear
watching
you-
Truth and Consequence.
I thought you were there for that one, AJ. I'm not gonna lie. The
What,
origins
Truth
of
and
the origins of the Palpapill.
Oh, I might have been. I might have just forgot.
But are you seriously though, Richard? You think that Entombed was the worst episode of the season so far?
It was
I would
kinda
rather
weird.
watch the pod racing episode than watch that again.
See now, like,
Honestly-
I think Faster was worse for me.
I don't know which one I would prefer to watch, but like it was kind of like slow and weird.
It was slow and weird.
Well, like it was slow, but like also really fast. Where it was like, oh sweet, we got this cool thing that we need to track down a tomb with. Oh, we found the tomb. Now we gotta go in. Oh, look at it. Now we got giant Arceus here.
Giant Arceus. So here's some notes that I wrote. I wrote that it's a visually stunning episode for sure. I think it's actually the first episode of this season where I was kind of like, whoa, this looks really good. Here's the biggest problems to me are two things. One, the pacing in this episode sucked. It was so slow and none of it mattered. And Wanda Sykes can't voice act her way out of a wet paper bag. It's so bad.
I don't think I had a problem with that since I agree with the pacing. I think that there was a point when like they split up even that I was like, this is pointless. Like there's not enough runtime in this episode to like have this actually mean anything other than they're splitting up for no reason.
I don't know what was going on in this episode, but it's like all the dialogue made it so that everybody, when they spoke, it sounded like everybody was like screwed up on NyQuil. Like everyone was like speaking to each other super slowly. There's a part where Wanda Sykes' character, I can't remember her name, she says out loud, the best treasures aren't on maps, while literally holding a treasure map.
Yeah,
and I'm like, what the fuck? Just the whole episode. Look, I'm not a big fan of like the sort of one-off filler episodes, and like, don't get me wrong, like I do enjoy like sort of flavor of the week type stuff, like The Mandalorian season 1 did. But this just felt completely pointless. Like nothing came from this.
It was a middle part. It was like a middle episode for sure.
I think that like. I try to look at the filler stuff in like if it can be good, like it's still interesting, right? Like the main stuff is what I'm here for, right? Like
it's one of those things where it's like, oh shit, like we found something that has like literally like universe-ending consequences. We're just gonna fix it.
Well, one of the things I wrote in my notes is that this episode didn't feel like Star Wars to me. Like this felt like a Stargate Atlantis episode or something. Like it just, I don't know, like it felt weird. And I can't put my finger on it. It felt like the Bad Batch boys and Omega were out of place. Like they didn't belong in this story.
Oh, I mean, I absolutely think that was almost intentional too.
It probably was. It absolutely was. Yeah.
I think that's a little bit of what we're getting in the season 2 is we're seeing that the Batch is doing other things and not being the best at them. But then when we get like these later 2 episodes, we get like them in their element, right? Where it's like, like this is what they're meant to do. Whereas like the treasure hunting, it's like, yeah, it's fun, but I don't know if it's like their purpose.
Yeah, for sure. I think the probably the biggest problem for me outside of like the pacing thing is just that, like, say take the pod racing episode for example, or what do they call it? Riot racing.
It was yeah.
That episode was whack, but it at least like we got to see like Tech doing cool Tech things. You know, we got to see a character really shine in that episode and do a thing.
It sure did tell us that Tech was in fact smart.
Yeah. This episode, however, I don't feel like it was like we got anything from anyone. We got to see Wrecker throw a Spawn villain out a window. That was kind of cool.
I think that it was a pretty much introduction for Wanda Sykes' character. Like that's what this felt like.
I just don't get her character.
Like, they were fucking talking to her like they knew her for a while.
Right.
Like, who the fuck is this girl?
The problem with the Bad Batch season 2 so far for me is like this time frame because like we saw her in the first episode and it, like I agree, it feels like they've had interactions with her in between that and this where it's like, well, we should see that because we should see this.
Yeah, like
this relationship growing.
Like who the fuck is this bitch?
And like she kind of is very one-dimensional in that sense. Like yeah, she has that moment of like, oh, we can like sell this and make money, but then she pretty quickly like already is on the side of like, let's do this for good. And yeah. I was hoping for more of like a back and forth on that. Like maybe she was not good as a person and she was willing to even leave the group to make money on this, but I don't know. Hello, Kawaii Baby.
Kawaii Baby.
It's pronounced Kawaii Baby.
Kawaii Baby? Sorry.
Yeah, it's weird. It's the way she spelled it. Don't worry about it.
Kawaii Baby.
Well, you need to change that writing then. It's Kawaii Baby now.
I think Wanda Sykes' character is just lame. There it is. I just think she's lame. She contributes nothing to the story, and I don't care about her.
And I get like I don't know if this is hot take or not, but like Wanda Sykes, I don't really like.
I can't fucking stand her.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I'm not a big Wanda Sykes guy. Like her voice is kind of
Like
and
anytime like a character of hers pops up, I'm like, oh boy, okay.
I'm telling, like, go back and rewatch that episode. Like, go ahead and pull up something on like Wanda Sykes stand up or something, and watch her cadence in that, and then watch her in this episode, because I swear to God, she's on like fucking Valium or something in this episode. She is speaking so slowly, and look, I'm a Southerner. I talk slow, but this woman was speaking unbearably slowly to me. It was driving me crazy. And I couldn't help but think, like, maybe they're doing this because the score in this episode was really good. And I wondered if, like, they had this, like, really epic score, and they were like, all right, we got to pad this episode out so that we can get this music out. So, Wanda, we're going to need you to slow it down.
yeah,
And
we're
she
gonna
did.
need you not to talk like how you talk because you're gonna ruin this entire vibe.
Right, because, I mean, she's usually a fast-talking lady. And in this episode, it's like, what the fuck? Why is she tripping right now? It's weird. Anyway, I hated episode 5. It sucked.
I thought it was all right. Like I liked the Indiana Jones vibe. Like it's definitely not the worst that we've seen so far from the season. And I imagine we're still gonna get an episode later that's gonna be very like, oh, that's the stinker. Like I don't think it's even happened
I
yet.
think, at least for me, this was the worst episode of the season, and I suspect it will be the stinker.
Like they had the problem with like every like treasure hunting movie where it's just like, oh, there's this puzzle that no one's ever been able to solve, and we got the answer right now. We figured it out.
Instantly. Like this is a 1 billion year old puzzle.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, we did it. You just gotta.
Oh, we just have to spin them to match this stuff. Okay, cool.
It's a push door. It's not a pull door. Got it. Got it.
Dude,
that strikes a chord.
that is the thing that me and AJ will fucking. Oh my god. So okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of a side tangent here for a second. We're playing
Oh, boy.
Outlast 2, and it's like a party night. Everyone's just watching me play live, and I'm running out of a church, and I'm like, why can't I get out of this church? Everyone's screaming at me to like, get the hell out of the church! And just in the quietness, I'm like, oh, it's a pull door. I was trying to push my way out and just pull it very like, it was so fucking good, Richard. So you saying that? Oh my god, that like hit my nerve, dude. Oh yeah, but yeah, I'd agree. This episode is a weaker one of the season so far. But how are you guys feeling about the season so far in general? I'll ask because we're at the halfway point now.
I think it's weird.
There's some like stinkers for sure, but then there's like the last 2 episodes. I'm watching like Truth and Consequences right now. That's why I'm not talking a lot because I'm trying to watch the episode at the same time.
It's all good. Gotta catch up.
But like the Clone Conspiracy was really good. I fucking love that shit.
What was that, 7?
Yeah, 7. Yeah.
7 was okay. We'll get to 7. But
Okay, go to
I
6
think,
first.
Now we can
Give me time. Talk for another 23 minutes about that episode. Okay.
Yeah. I think this season as a whole has been mostly okay, but it feels kind of directionless. I don't really know what we're doing. I guess like there's been a couple of story episodes like 7 and 8 that are like peak Star Wars, but then there's a lot of it that's just like I don't care about this, and this just feels really forced. I think I like the overall sort of like how do we handle the transition of power from the Republic to the Empire? How do we handle clones to troopers? I like that, and I think that's kind of the point. But that even if that's a really cool thing, I don't think that that's a strong enough plot line to carry a show for a season.
Well, and to especially carry it for like 2 seasons with like characters who are seemingly like trying to avoid it.
Yeah.
I guess that's what we're doing with the Mandalorian as well, where it's like a character who has a kind of direction that he's going, right? Where we all know he's probably going to become leader of Mandalore, and like
Sure.
all this is going to happen. It's just that he's very reluctant to take that on. And it's the same kind of thing with the Bad Batch, I feel, where like Hunter is very much like, let's stay out of the fight because we got to protect Omega.
Omega.
But eventually we
I
know
hate
that like
Omega
they
so
will
much.
probably join the fight, and you know.
Yeah, and that's the stuff that I want to see. Can we talk about episode 6 because I have to get this out?
Fucking
What, episode 6? This
Gunji coming back.
Tribe, yeah, Tribe.
It is so important to me that I say this.
Uh-oh.
Did you guys not feel like Gunji the Wookiee looks exactly like Sloth from the Goonies?
Hold up. Let me
Let me
go.
look.
Go ahead and Google it.
Like, I'm in
It
the
was
episode
the first
right
thing I
now.
thought, dude. They
One
showed that
second.
Wookiee, and I was like, "Hey, you guys!"
I can kind of see it a little bit, but like,
Dude, that
definitely not
Wookiee
my
looks
first thought.
busted, dude. that is a fucked up looking Wookiee, bro.
Yeah, Wookiees in animation have always kind of looked a little gross to me.
No, man, the rest of them on Kashyyyk in that episode looked fine, but
I don't know,
Gungi looks like a Gungi, bro.
Gungi.
That man is a Jedi.
See, now I don't know. Like, I look at the other Wookiees even, and they look gross. They don't look as bad as like holiday special
Well,
Wookiees, but like they still look
Hair,
gross.
hair in this always looks like Play-Doh a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Uh,
did you guys watch the trailer for the season at all? Either like, did you?
no.
No, so you didn't know that Gungi was going to be in the season. Okay.
I
did
know.
not, no.
No,
I don't
like,
watch any trailers for anything anymore. Because it's
Yeah, I don't either.
Spoilers everywhere.
They showed that, so I knew of what one point it was going to happen. And then so this episode started up, and the way they did it at the beginning, I was still unsure if this was Gungi. Like, you know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah, like
is
I was
this
like, is that
a
him?
Wookiee?
Like
And then yeah, like when he fucking like forced the lightsaber, ooh baby.
I was like, oh shit, it's Gungi.
Yeah.
I will admit, like I'm hype. I do like Gungi and shit. Like
Gungi's great,
I
man.
do too. I wrote in my notes in all caps, so you know I was excited. I wrote, Wookiee Jedi, it's finally happening, boys. We've never had one on screen.
Actually, we have.
Have we?
We had it. We had it in the Clone Wars.
yeah, well I mean, because yeah,
What?
Gungi is a
Gu-
character from Clone Wars. Yeah,
Yeah,
Wait, really?
yeah,
yeah.
like there was
Gungi's
Are you fucking me
like,
right now?
There's
he's a
the
returning character.
There's the arc with all the younglings in Clone Wars where they get their crystals on Ilum and stuff like that, and he's involved in that. That's why it's
What?
kind of sad in this sense that like he's the only one around.
All the other kids are dead.
Yeah,
No shit.
Like, do you think? Okay, question here: were they selling him because he was a Jedi or because he was a Wookiee?
Both.
Both.
They were
Because,
like, it's a twofer.
I guess.
Also-
yeah, but I just mean like, in that case, it would. My implication is like, were the other kids maybe in that sort of similar situation where they're getting sold, or
I imagine the other kids were just outright killed. But
yeah? Like,
Well, I think
that's
he's
the
a rare
same
breed.
for the most
He's
part.
a
yeah.
he's a Wookiee Jedi.
I did write droid slavers, Neato.
I liked the droid faction we saw. I'm not gonna lie, like, they had a cool.
Dude, they
ass
were
ship.
assholes. They were assholes, man. They were like, what did they say? They were like, your word means nothing. I'm like, shit, okay, droids, relax.
Like just a small little like few minutes with this group, and I'm already like, oh, I loved that. Like, I want to see more of that. I know we won't, but it's like cool shit.
I'm gonna test y'all's nerdiness here.
Uh-oh.
Were those Kenrath KOTOR monsters on Kashyyyk?
Oh, the fucking
The spider
like
things?
cats.
Yeah.
Or the spider things. I don't know.
Let me look that
Yeah,
up.
see, y'all ain't nerdy enough, dude.
Hey, fuck you, man.
I'm gonna say, oh wow, they're so same.
I'm pretty sure that those were Kenrath, which are monsters from KOTOR. I don't think they've appeared.
You
anywhere
remember what I
else.
said about KOTOR, man? I said that game looked like hot garbage visually, so I can't play.
Am personally of like the opinion that you're stupid, and I don't ever want to hear you talk to me again.
Like, I look at pictures of these fucking
Leaves
Kinrath-
immediately.
of these Kinrath from KOTOR, and I literally want to vomit, dude. Like, good lord.
Okay, this is a podcast where we talk about Star Wars, not where you just say stupid things. So, Kenrath
Hey,
are cool, and KOTOR is cool.
Today, hey, it's cool, but it looks like garbage. The Kinrath
That's
spiders first appeared in KOTOR on the planets Kashyyyk and Dantooine. They made their first official canon appearance in season 2 of The Bad Batch.
Hey,
There you
I
go.
nailed
Look at
it!
that.
Look at me, dude.
You're
I'm a fucking
You're the
dork.
true nerd. Like, shit.
Oh, that's problematic. I thought that episode 6 was a pretty whatever episode, but I really like that kind of dumb shit in Star Wars where it's just, this is just Star Wars stuff, you know?
I
really
there was
enjoyed it.
Subtle world building that I liked, where it showed
Mhm.
that Empire was using the Trandoshans, and they're already pre-established like hatred of the Wookiees to like
Yeah.
use them in this war. And the fact that they gave them like shitty separatist tanks and everything like that, I just
Yeah.
like that little shit where it's like,
Yeah, with like
okay.
Empire logos like spray painted on the sides
Yeah.
of them.
Like,
Yeah,
because you know
honestly,
for a
dude,
fact that once they're done with the Wookiees, they turn on the Trandoshans and be like, yeah, screw you guys too.
Absolutely.
I
I just
love it.
love Kashyyyk. Like anytime I see Kashyyyk, I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
Also seeing Wrecker battle shouting with Wookiees on top of tanks is like that's everything I want. That's everything I want. Like Wrecker felt like he was at home.
The sadness though that comes from this episode to me, and I wonder if we might come back and kind of close this storyline off properly, because I'm gonna assume the Empire heard about something about this Jedi, right? And then like, and he's not here in Fallen Order. Like, I get that, like, it doesn't all have to connect, sure, but
Gunji is definitely dead.
Yeah, like I feel like he might die.
He is absolutely dead. And
in like, at least in mid canon, what I would do like is be like, let's write a comic book here or some shit like that. Like, let's do something.
No, Gunji's gonna have the every other Jedi thing where he tries to build his own like order.
Yeah, let's get a Gunji game.
Please. You're gonna get me started on something that I might bring up for the next 2 episodes, and it's not like a bad thing, but it's something that we all are like,
uh-oh, shared universe shit.
Just the whole it's about the rebellion thing, but it's whatever.
Gotcha.
But I would say that episode 6 was pretty good. It was a better filler one, just because I like when they can bring in tie off things from Clone Wars. It's why
I like it when it feels like the Bad Batch has something to fucking do.
Yeah,
which I don't feel like they did in episode 5.
Yeah, like
but in this episode they were doing stuff, and it was filler, but it was good filler.
Yeah. So
now episode 7,
yeah, which is hilarious because they weren't even in this episode. Like,
holy moly! Episode 7 was like after going through 5 and 6, I'm like, oh man, this show's losing me. And then 7 happens, and I'm like, okay.
See, I knew that was going to be a 2-parter, like when this came out. So I was like, okay, so it's got to be something big.
So they did that with like the Battle of Ryloth, or like the whatever was like the Ryloth one in the last season.
Was it a 2-parter? I think it might have been separated by a week.
It was a 2-parter in like the Ryloth one, but like there was an episode where the Bad Batch weren't even in it.
Oh yeah. Well, they were in that for one scene at least. Like this,
Omega wasn't he? And then she was done.
No, it was like they were doing like a deal or whatever. Like they all met them on the moon. It's just insane, like that they did that, and then this one they were like, we're gonna go even fucking harder and be like not even in the episode,
not even reference them, except for the very end.
And I didn't even notice. That's so wild.
And Chuchi, my dear Chuchi.
Yeah, I've seen her. Where's she from?
She's from Clone Wars. Yeah, she's
kind of thick too.
She's like a main senator.
That's a me thing.
Yeah, honestly, you are not alone there, buddy.
Boy, Chuchi kind of thick, dog.
Chuchi had a huge following in the Clone Wars. Just
dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like I felt some kind of way about this. Dude, she was wearing
agree.
Pants.
Look, man, I like blue ladies. I like pink ladies.
I like blue ladies. Why'd you go?
Well, because he's constantly said that he likes girls of like exotic colors.
Like if you were not something that a human is typically, I would be so much more into a person.
Like She-Hulk.
Oh my god!
Dude,
close it down.
The hottest thing I've ever seen in the last 20 years of my life. Okay, listen to me, folks. Is that scene in Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, where it's right in the beginning. It's when Barit or whatever her fucking name is, she pops out of the floor and her hair is all frazzled and she's wearing one of Quill's t-shirts. Holy shit, that does something for me. It's so weird. I'm like, oh my god, she's wearing one of my t-shirts and her hair's all frazzled. Because she shows up later in the movie for one scene when Quill's on whatever planet that is, and she does not look as good. I just gotta say.
I just thought Chuchi had a booty like whoa.
Where was her booty in the episode, dude?
Clearly you weren't looking, but I was.
I wasn't looking that intensely.
I was looking as hard as I could.
I guess she's a
he was seeking that out.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm unmedicated.
God. How old is Chuchi?
Don't.
She's got to be old enough.
She's an alien. We don't know how they age.
Freaking Padme was a senator, and she was like a kid when she.
Padme's a human being. We don't know how. I don't want to have this conversation.
I'm looking it up.
Oh fuck! What even is she?
She's Pantoran, dude. Come on.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Oh, duh. True Star Wars nerd. You fucking knew the spider foot, bitch. How old is Chuchi Star Wars? Rio Chuchi.
58 parsecs.
50. Oh my god.
I bet she doesn't have an age.
Yeah, there's no damn age. God damn it. Yeah. Early life. At some point prior or during the Clone Wars, Chuchi attained the rank of senator. Oh, okay, well that's not saying shit.
He's attained the rank of master.
So somewhere before. So she's fine.
Good.
You can think she's hot.
I mean, I wasn't questioning. That was all. That's like a you guys thing.
Although she had some funky ass hair, I will say.
So episode 7.
Keep on talking for another 15 minutes, please.
Okay, you can talk about Chuchi for that long for sure. Yeah, I thought that like these episodes are awesome. Like when they can really like bring in like actual narrative towards like doing all this outer stuff rather than like
top tier writing. Really good writing.
It feels big, and it makes me go like, well, did the show need to be 16 episodes a season? Like I get that it's an animated show, but just because it's like that doesn't mean it needs more necessarily. I think I don't know.
No, I mean, the filler episodes are exactly what they are because you can even see like a visual difference between like the filler episodes and like the main story episodes. Like they know where to put their money. But episode 7 was really, really good. I love seeing the clones struggling with their sort of place in the world and having their like existential crisis. It's really cool. Also, that special op trooper was the coolest motherfucker ever.
It's so insane too because you can really look at these episodes. They contrast so intensely to the prior couple that we saw in the ways that like the stakes feel way higher. Like there's actually tension being built. It's like I get that this is an animated show. It's a kid's show in a sense. So like they're doing it for us watching it, and those filler episodes are more for like the kids who just don't really care. Like they are just wanting to watch visually something cool.
Yeah.
And because I completely agree, where it's like the visuals in these episodes and just the vibe feels so much more elevated than the other ones.
It's so different, and it makes. We've talked about this before, but like, who is the show for?
Yeah,
is it for kids? Because like
it's for everyone.
Episodes 5 and 6 feel like kids can watch that. 6 to a lesser degree, but like episode 5 and like the pod racing episode, those are kid episodes. But like
it's rated E for everyone, bitch.
That's episode 7 is like 7 and 8 are like it's like political intrigue shit, like espionage and like kids aren't gonna even understand what's happening here. It's strange. Like,
I mean, they did the same thing with like Star Wars episode 1 and 2.
Yeah, true.
It's like kids aren't gonna give a shit. They just want to see lightsabers.
Yeah, the Phantom Menace is about a fucking trade blockade.
Yeah,
yeah. That's why I think that fundamentally, like that kind of thing is so weird, right? Because I remember watching that movie as a kid and being like, yeah, this is okay. Because like you'd get to those parts where it's actually like, oh, the lightsabers are going. Okay.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of.
Then like rewatching when you're like actually like competent and you're like, oh fuck, what the fuck?
I'm pretty sure like my brother would skip past some of that shit. Like I think he would be like, no, you don't have to watch this part. You
guys know they use force speed in that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, once. And it's
the
like,
one and only time.
Hey, Obi-Wan, maybe do that down the hallway. When your master needs you, dude. Like, what are you doing?
Why did they never use that again?
Very useful.
Oh, I hate that shit. But
episode like 7, I wrote more Rex is always good. I love seeing Rex. Every time I see Rex, I get happy.
Yeah, I love Rex's whole thing in the storyline because we know where that eventually goes as well. So it makes me. I'm just excited to see that fall inevitably, which sounds bad, but like,
yeah,
I just really want to see like what happens to Rex, like that he's like, nah, I gotta just fuck off to an ATT or whatever, and
I gotta go live in the desert.
Yeah, get fat
with 2 of my other dudes.
Only
2.
My bros.
Just me and the boys out in the desert.
Like seeing Cody again, I'm like, why didn't Cody survive, man?
Good point.
Where's Cody now?
Cody's gonna die in this season, I guarantee.
No, he must,
Or maybe next season. Like depending on how like this whole like clone.
Cody's actually the beginning of the rebellion. That's where the rebellion starts for the rest of the galaxy.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm gonna bring it up though. Okay, now that you said that, because like they are even now like doing that a little bit for me, where like there's people talking with each other that I'm like, yo, like, at the point that Alderaan is destroyed, I'm pretty sure in canon it's said that like Palpatine is like not happy that happened, but at the same time, Palpatine. You gotta know that Bail Organa is like this ringleader of the rebellion because he's so fucking obvious about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's that's something that's kind of been rubbing me the wrong way from this and from the Obi-Wan show is like, why does Palpatine let this happen? Like, it's painfully obvious that Organa is like against the Empire. And there's plenty of other senators that are as well. And it's like, why would he not just crush them and
just
move
axe
on?
them out of the way and be like, hey, well, that's
Yeah.
that problem gone. Because he's got this plan. And he's like, it's going to go perfectly the way he sees it until he's thrown down a fucking elevator shaft randomly. And it's like, oh, okay.
So I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you guys have either read up on this or have read the books, but I think that if in Legends, Palpatine's plan was to like strengthen the Empire and the galaxy to prepare for the Yuuzhan Vong invasion. And I think that would actually have it make sense for why he's like allowing these senators who might not agree with him stick around, because, you know, he needs smart people even if they don't agree with him. But if you just, since that is no longer canon, and now Palpatine is just like mustache twirl evil, it's like, well, why would you not just kill them then? You don't need them at all.
Yeah, it's just one of those narrative things that just has to happen because of where like Leia is inevitably in A New Hope. Like, that's just one of those bullshit things.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like it. I will always say that.
Star Wars writing itself into a corner.
Where it's like, yeah, like there's this big rebellion thing, but like they don't do enough to hide it. Because even being the way they're being in the Senate, where like Bail will always push himself forward and be like, I'm here talking with this Pantoran chick who you know is sussy. And this other, I don't remember what her name is, but she was also in Rogue One. She's actually also Liet Kynes in the Dune movie. Loved that. She was the other senator in that room. And they're all rebellion people. You know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, there's some fucking through lines happen here. And Bail, someone just gave Bail conveniently some information to like fuck up this entire plot, even though it worked in his favor anyway. But yeah.
It's so obvious, and I just, it's hard for me to suspend my disbelief and think that like Palpatine wouldn't just be like, oh fuck, I gotta kill this guy.
No, there's some major rebels right there. I should.
This guy's an asshole.
He's going to figure out that I'm a Sith Lord or something.
So back to the episode. I really liked this like special ops bounty hunter clone guy. His armor was rad. And his personality was cool, and I love this implication that there are like bad boy clones, you know, like the way he said. I wrote this down. His line when they said like, "What are you?" Then he goes, "A believer." That line was delivered so well, I got chills.
Yeah, I'll totally agree. Like that, I was shocked actually that it was just a clone. I thought it was gonna be.
I thought it was gonna be Crosshair.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna be like Boba Fett.
I thought it was gonna be Boba Fett, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Boba's a baby right now.
Yeah, he's like youngish.
He's Omega's age.
Well, but I mean, we've seen him in Clone Wars and stuff like that. I would say, like,
yeah, he's still like 10 years old though.
Yeah, I mean, I think he might be a little bit older than that, but like, he'll be taller than Omega for sure. Like, he's got more of like a presence than she does at this point for sure in the storyline.
I don't want them to touch Boba Fett. They've already completely ruined Boba Fett to me.
Dude, no, they honestly, like, that's something that I'm waiting for in the show because it has to happen. Like, young Boba like has to show up.
I just don't trust Disney with Boba Fett anymore. After the book of Boba Fett, I'm just like, just leave my boy alone. Just let him die. He's already dead.
Young Boba will be fine.
Ugh.
That's like the before time, so he can be whatever you want him to be.
I do feel like episode 7 and 8, I don't even know if I'd call them a two-parter. It almost feels like it's just one long episode.
Yeah.
Like when I watched 7 and then went to 8, I actually got confused for a minute and I was like, wait, what episode am I on? Because it just feels like it's just one long thing.
And like, speaking on the intensity again, like a little bit, like I just loved the scene where, because I thought that the clone trooper guy was just gonna be killing what was his name, Slip? Yeah, Slip. I thought he was just gonna kill him and not really go for the senator. So like, to see him like vehemently go after the guards even in that way, and like the one guy dies in like a predator fashion, I'd say.
I know.
You don't see it, yeah, but just the scream that he does, I was like, fuck, dude, that guy got messed up.
Yeah, dude, that one clone was super cool. They did do the thing that they do in all the animated shows where like the blasters are inconsistent. Like we see one of the senator's guards get shot in like the shoulder and die, and then like 20 seconds later we see another one get shot in the shoulder and
like,
keep going.
Not even in the shoulder though, like way more in like the chest region, I'd say.
Yeah,
I was shocked
it's
too
just,
that guy. I thought he was gonna, because he got hit at the door, so I thought he was gonna die right there, but keep the door open enough that like she'd be able to get through, but just die there.
yeah, it's not a big deal. I know it's a kid's show, but it does kind of bug me a little bit when like there's inconsistencies in how blaster fire kills you.
Yeah,
Because I feel like if a laser goes through your shoulder, you're gonna be okay. It's gonna hurt, but you're not gonna instantly fall over and die. And like they used to get away with making this happen with stormtroopers because it's written in all the side canon that like their armor displaces the blast and knocks them out. So that's why stormtroopers, they get shot, they fall over. But it doesn't make sense when like it's just a guy in clothes and he gets shot in the hand and he dies.
Yeah. Like that kind of thing is absolute nonsense, and I always just go like, okay.
I hate
that's
it.
Star
Like,
Wars.
all right,
being
he's
stupid.
dead. Yeah, whatever.
Have you finished the episode yet, AJ?
Yeah, I just got to the part where Echo's leaving.
Oh my god, right? I didn't see that coming at all. Actually, I kind of did, but not really. Like,
Bro, what the fuck? My favorite clone.
like there were hints throughout the entire episode that he was like, I don't want to like keep doing what we're doing. I want to do more. And I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
what do you guys
like,
think that's gonna be? Is that it's gonna be like a spinoff or something?
No, fuck that.
Echo and
Echo
Rex.
and Rex spinoff?
No,
The Recco.
Call it the Better Batch.
no.
I mean, why else? What else are they gonna do here?
It's just gonna happen in the show. It's just we're gonna.
I mean,
see
Echo's gonna
Echo
have to die.
No.
He has
They
to.
already played the whole Echo dies thing.
If Echo is going off with Rex, he is not with Rex in Rebels.
Yeah, but we're still gonna see
Echo's
Rex.
dead.
He's somewhere else. He's
he's off making tea on Kashyyyk or something.
Like, it's not
Look,
like this is the
he's
last
dead.
time that we're gonna see Rex. Like, I think Rex has got a big part in the show coming up for sure. So I
Yeah,
think that we'll
Probably, yeah. But we did say, you know, in the last episode that we thought maybe Tech might die. Now I'm starting to lean more towards it. It's gonna be.
But they already played the whole Echo is dead thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but now they're gonna kill him for real.
No, that would be
No.
so fucking dumb.
What someone in the Bad Batch is dead this season.
Someone's. I don't know. Someone in the Bad Batch has gotta die. And it's
One
gonna
of
be
them's going.
Crosshair.
Crosshair is probably going to die as well, but I suspect Crosshair will kill one of them. They have to make him irredeemably bad.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
think Crosshair will make it to the end of the show.
Like Crosshair's gonna shoot someone, and then someone else from the Bad Batch is gonna shoot Crosshair in retaliation.
Yeah,
And like
I
a very
wonder too,
heartfelt, very like stinging moment where both of them die.
I suspect that the badass like special op clone that we saw with like the cool armor, I suspect he's like Crosshair's got his own boys now, and like
Yeah.
that guy's one of them.
I
that
wish
makes-
they had
yeah.
shown that though. Like I hope they still got to show that for sure if that's the case because I like that idea.
I mean, he's using a sniper rifle and everything.
Yeah.
you know. So
And he has a
Crosshair's gonna be
crosshair
his own
shaped
squad.
icon on his eyeball.
I definitely thought that like I think that was really good subversion because I think they wanted us to think it was Crosshair the whole time, but
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was Boba Fett the entire time. I finished the episode, so we can talk about that one now, guys. I thought it was great.
I liked it. I think that Rampart is he was a pretty solid villain, but it's rad to see Palpatine being Palpatine and being like, nah, fuck that guy.
I'm gonna twist it. And
came in and fucking. I think that might be one of my new favorite Palpatine scenes in general because of the way
Yeah,
that
I liked
he's
it a
like
lot.
actually managed to swing that around.
Boy, Palpatine came up in the Senate with Dark Souls boss music playing, bro. That shit was fire.
Do you guys think? Okay, here is Rampart dead, or are we gonna see Rampart do that bullshit join the rebellion kind of thing? Like I don't see him as that kind
Oh,
of
he's
character.
fucking dead.
We've seen
He's probably-
Palace in the Rebels show do that, but like it made more sense. I want him to die.
He's dead, dude.
He's probably dead.
Aside from the fact that he's been like a really bad dude, if Palpatine himself says you screwed up, you're dead. You're
So-
dead.
And
He always screwed
like,
up
so
because he
that's-
was found out.
Yeah.
That's so fucking good to me that like they showed him just getting Shawshanked and everyone was like, he's gonna be the main, not main bad, but he's gonna be like the secondary antagonist to this whole show. Nah, He's fucking gone. So
Yep.
now the aimlessness kind of gets brought up again. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
that's.
I think
it's
Palpatine might be
weird.
actually secretly a good guy because he did bring Rampart to justice,
He
and
did try to kill Rey at one point. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
he tried to save us of Rey. So
I'm a little
Lord.
curious. Not curious. I'm glad that I got to see more of what happened on Camino, because like we've known that the Empire took it out, but it was kind of cool to see them kind of revisit that a little bit because
Yeah.
they never really explained like did they just destroy the cloning facilities or did they like glass the planet? And now we know like no, they killed almost everybody on Camino, like on the planet.
Yeah.
yeah, that like what's her face? The like one Kaminoan that's still alive. She's kind of just chill about her entire race being like almost eviscerated.
Weirdly chill about it, dude.
Like,
That was
I
a
don't-
strange scene.
And she was
She
even like, I'm not in control of all the other ones there across the galaxy. Like, bro, you're an
Didn't really
endangered
like my
species,
family
bitch.
anyway.
Like,
I like that because like it does show a difference between. This is something in the comic, so it's not obviously intended to to like match. But like in the Leia comic, she went around like after A New Hope, gathering all the survivors of Alderaan like across the galaxy, and like made a new Alderaan pretty much.
Mhm.
And I think that shows like she cares about her people. And this bitch, even in the Clone Wars, when this bitch showed up, fuck, I hated her. She just was always so like not caring about anything.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
like,
have
like imagine you go to space and then Earth gets blown up, and you're like, I'm an endangered species now. Extinct, like, I guess.
Oh.
Oops.
shit, that's inconvenient.
Yeah.
Like that's how she handles it. Oh no. Dang.
I really like the vibe when they play that tape though, like because it's like it's all out there. You're like, what the fuck is? How are they gonna like work around this? Because this looks really bad on the Empire's part. And then just like
Yeah.
the way that Palpatine rises, and you're like, oh okay, like he's gonna make some executive orders right now or some shit.
It's still, and we've talked about this, but it
As
still
the
does not
Senate.
make any sense to me that nobody looks at Palpatine and thinks, "Oh wait, is he evil?"
Yeah,
There's,
like, dude,
there's gotta be some like crazy conspiracy theorist with like a podcast in this world that's like, guys, I think Palpatine might be a little evil.
It's a J. Jonah Jameson. That's how you're doing that.
He's got
Palpatine
yellow
is
eyes
evil.
and fucked up
You heard
skin.
it first here, folks.
he had that like excuse. It's a gilf. Jesus Christ, I never want to
It's
say
like,
that again.
yo. Oh my god.
He had the excuse that like the attack on my life
Screw
has
it.
left me scarred, and so he's like hiding himself away, kind of. But it's
Yeah,
like,
but then it's like, why your
dude.
eyes yellow though,
yeah,
dog?
it's like, dude, like I'm
scarred
suspicious
my
of, like, even
eyes.
how you're being, dude. You talking like a growl.
Why you look like a slug? Like, what the fuck happened to you? Like lightning
Jesus.
doesn't do that, dude. Your face looks like an ass.
Your chin is a scrotum right now.
It does. I just don't understand how like Palpatine comes rising up in the middle of the Senate floor wearing like evil dark man robes with glowing
Do it.
yellow eyes, and everyone's like, "Oh, there's
Oh,
the
our
president.
Lord and Savior is here.
There's our regular elected president." It's just weird.
I like even the directing in this moment was really good. Like in the animation where he does the whole like speech, he's da 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 da, and then but like all of these events like have given me pause, and then it like jumps back to Bale, jumps back to Omega, and I think a few other senators, and they all like tilt their heads kind of as like the oh no, like he's fucking flipping this on us because this is what he's always done. I
Yeah.
love that shit. Like it's just a really good scene.
Oh, the beginning of the episode. Omega was meditating. I was like, shit. Is she
Was she?
force sensitive? She was meditating because that's what Gunji like was doing and showed her.
Hmm.
I think that she also did say something though in the last episode in Tribe where she didn't feel something. So I think that
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
is doing it to like I think she was saying to Echo just to meditate and vibe.
Yeah.
I
If
kind
she-
of hope she's not force sensitive.
I don't want her to be
any more of
either.
that.
A
Yeah.
little too much.
Like we. At
What
some
if
point, we
Boba
have to
Fett is
recognize
force
that, like,
sensitive?
No.
Shut up. at some point, we have to like take a step back and be like, "Hey, no more Jedi's. They're
Man,
supposed
what
to
if
all
they
be
could-
dead."
They could genetically engineer a force sensitive being.
Oh my god.
so like yes and no on that, like because my thing has always been I like the idea that you could just be anybody, and through enough dedication,
That sounds like a Legends
like
thing where like they created a like an army of genetically engineered force sensitive Jedi.
No, that actually is a Legends thing.
Yep.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh man.
oh man, you should be a writer for Legends.
Well, Legends is like a lot of people are like, Disney should have just stuck with the books. The books are stupid.
Dude, Legends is fucking chaotic.
It's
Like,
Yeah, like
convoluted as
look,
well,
there's
like, it would
there's
just
some
be-
good stuff.
That's just the Wild West. Like,
Yeah, like there's good stuff in Legends, but there's also like Darth Talon, and I'm sorry, Darth Talon is only popular because she's hot.
Yeah, and I wanted to
That's
say
it.
to George Lucas, I know that you sold these movies for a bunch of money. Doesn't mean you can come back later and be like, "Oh, I would have put Darth Talon in my movies." You only are you shit on Darth Talon years ago.
you
are
simp.
saying that just because you know people like her. Like,
Yep.
I hate that.
I think he did famously say though that he doesn't like Mara Jade.
Yeah, he did, and I'm like, dude, you don't like her, but you like this bitch.
Right? How do you like Talon? Talon is so whack,
literally
dude.
made as fan serve or like
100%.
I don't know what you call it. Like,
It's fan service. No, that's all Talon is. It's just like let's put a hot Twi'lek in. She's a Sith. She's got 2 red lightsabers,
got
and you know what she
Darth Maul
wears when she
tattoos.
fights? She wears a bikini when she fights. Oh, and she's got tattoos, and she listens to My Chemical Romance.
oh, and she
That's her
bangs
thing.
Cade in the book, so it's like really we can paint a picture here.
But this is why I get like frustrated when people are like, "Oh, Legends." No, dude, Legends is stupid. There's a lot of dumb shit in Legends. There's
Yeah.
some good stuff, but there's just as much bad stuff.
And it would have just been like hard if they'd kept all that to like make movies within it and still keep to that. I don't know. It just would have been even more upsetting for I think the fan base than what we got.
Remember when Legends had like like an army, like a primitive army from another galaxy come in and start taking over?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Yuzhan Vong, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying earlier. Is like that's actually something that I like because they're not primitive. They're like bugs.
They're like biological. Like
Yeah, and that's I actually like that storyline because that is it's cool that like Palpatine's entire plan was actually to unite the galaxy to prepare the galaxy for war against the Yuzhan Vong.
I don't
Which
like
is,
that it's
I
his
think,
plan.
kinda
I like
neat.
that is- I like that as Thrawn's plan. I think that's because
Fair enough.
I think, is
Either
a way
way.
more like selfish guy. Like if he was thinking
For sure.
externally, I don't like that much.
Well, he totally
So
does.
they're
it.
aware of like this whole
For
other
him.
galaxy being a thing?
Palpatine is
And Thrawn,
just
yeah.
from like Sith knowledge. But their idea was to like we got to unite everyone to make them fight this thing, and it was not like in a good way. He wasn't like I actually care a lot about unity, guys. That's not the case. Palpatine's still a cockhead, but
Literally.
his ultimate goal was to like prepare the galaxy to deal with this other threat, so that the Zergs didn't kill everybody.
Well, he did it in a really shit way.
Yeah,
But the one, yeah, in a very dumb way. But it does actually. The thing I like about it is it makes it seem like there was an end goal for Palpatine, whereas otherwise, like in the actual continuity,
His end goal in canon is that he was trying to make clones so that one of them would have a baby, and that baby would then become the new host for his body.
like what is he? Is he M Bison? Like what the fuck are we doing with
That's a
Palpatine
big
here,
problem
dude?
with a lot of Palpatine.
Palpatine actually has like an omega brain, dude. Like he is.
Oh,
say
it's
that,
pronounced
like, even-
Omega.
Even back in when George Lucas was like, I'm gonna make there be a prophecy for no fucking reason. I think that kind of thing fucks it up because like, well then why is he doing all of this with this prophecy kid who's
Because then
gonna,
people are like, is the
bring
fucking
powers?
prophecy? Is Anakin the prophecy kid? Is Luke? Is Rey? Who the fuck is the prophecy kid then?
I
They
just
gave
think
up on that shit.
Palpatine is a very foolish guy who conveniently wins a lot. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the
That's
bad
actually-
writing of
I
Star
think that's-
Wars in a nutshell, right there.
Yeah.
What's weird is that the writing is so inconsistent and bad with Palpatine that it makes me actually cheer when I see him do something cool. When what he's doing that's cool is actually just like pretty average. But it's like, all right, he's flipping.
It's like, yeah, they actually, well, yeah, the bare minimum is nice to see. Where it's like, it's nice to at least see him flip a situation. Cool,
Right.
Rather than
Even though
I
it's
just
not really
conveniently
complex.
landed in this situation. My apprentice just died, but fuck yeah, I got this kid here that I didn't even know about. So like, I got a whole other thing lined up. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking weird.
I really think that like they lost it with Palpatine after the original trilogy because like in the OG movies he's barely there, and
Yeah.
Palpatine is at his best when he's not there. when you're just afraid of this idea
well,
of
like
this
just
terrible
when they
thing.
mention him, right? Like I just think that's so good. Like when they mention his presence and his like power, and you're like, oh shit, like
Right,
we don't want to
exactly.
fuck that up.
Nobody wanted to see the adventures of fucking Shmi or whatever his fucking name. Nobody cares about that. Like, just let him be an evil man in a bathrobe. That's what I want.
Now
Anyway,
you got
I hate
it's
Star Wars.
It's Shriv, I think, isn't it? What is it?
Shriv, Schmo,
What is
Schmeagle.
it? God damn it! Because
I
you said
can't- I
Shmi,
can't
and
remember. Shmi.
that's
I think that
Anakin's
is
mom.
it, right? Oh, that's it.
I was like, I was
so
imagining
stupid.
that spin-off show. I was like, wow, that would be
Who did-
boring as fuck.
Who did Palpatine fuck?
He did.
But he didn't. He made clones.
didn't? Oh, his name is Sheev.
Steve, that's what it is. Thank you. Fucking yeah, I think that
He has
right
to
there-
have fucked somebody.
No, he didn't, because they are so stupid, Richard, that they couldn't even think of that. They were like, no, he cloned himself, and then the clone had a kid. Like,
Yeah, because they're like, oh, Rey's parents are nobodies, and then they're like, no, she's actually Palpatine's granddaughter, so they had to somehow connect that shit, and they're like, obviously
wait,
people are gonna question that, so
Look,
it's a clone of
here's an easy
Sidious.
fix, folks. Palpatine has a goddamn woman beside him all the time. I can't remember her name, but she's the bald chick, and she's slightly force sensitive or whatever. And I think that they've been said that they bang. Like it's not like a love.
I don't want that, dude. I don't
No.
I don't like the idea of Sheev out here like laying pipe.
I know you don't
Marjorie
like
Lee
it, but-
Eaton.
I know you don't like that, but guess what? It's better than him cloning himself and his clone being good and then like fucking off to Disneyland.
Was it Sly Moore that you're talking about?
Sly Moore, thank you. Yeah,
Slime.
She's in Baron.
she was gonna show up in. She wasn't gonna, I should say, but she was mentioned in Andor, and I was fucking excited for her to show up.
I'm over here thinking about like Palpatine's O face.
It's that same face that he basically leans back after killing Mace Windu. It's exactly the same as that face. Unlimited! I think he did. I don't want to get dark here, but I think he orgasmed right there because, like, that would be the moment where you're like, oh my god, my plans are coming to fruition. You know what I mean? Like, you'd be in the groove. I just fucking zapped Mace Windu out of the goddamn window.
Give it
I'm
to me,
good
Mace.
after this.
I have a question because like Sly Moore is apparently on Baron. What the fuck is up with them? Like, if they're from Umbara, why do they still have to like wear like safety gear?
Because Star Wars is fucking stupid.
Like, if they're
is Umbar? What do you mean?
that's like the shadow planet that's like toxic to people.
Is this? Oh wow! I thought.
Don't they wear like glass helmets and everything?
Oh my god!
Or like
Wait, what am I
off
thinking?
the
What is
off-
Umara?
off the planet, like Umbarans are fine, but like on planet, they have to wear like these safety protective gear. But like you're from this planet, shouldn't you be like okay with it?
Oh, Marillion. That's what I'm thinking. Sorry.
Fucking stupid.
Do you guys remember in Andor where we got to see about Andor's sister for a little bit? And then that didn't go anywhere?
Don't even remind me about this show.
I'm just saying.
Oh my
Star Wars
God.
is stupid.
Remember Andor, where like there's a whole subplot that they just dropped.
Oh my god, I can't stand it because I always see a fucking thumbnail on YouTube going like, Andor is what Star Wars needs. And I'm like, ah!
Ugh,
Like it's good. Like it's good, but like
it's not the worst.
it's not the worst.
Oh, fuck me, man. Like, it sure ain't no like Book of Boba Fett or whatever, but like,
Yeah.
And also I know
really
season
hate
one
that I love
Mandalorian.
Star Wars, dude. Like I get embarrassed when people talk to me about Star Wars and I'm like, yeah, I'm actually like really into this and like I don't know why because it sucks.
because it consistently is ass.
It's like I've spent my whole life a lifelong fan.
You just have to
of
go
this
around the
stupid
ass.
shit.
Go around the ass a little bit, you know?
There's like this like gold, but it's like covered in shit. You know.
I just think it looks neat.
I just think they're neat.
I just think they're neat. Yeah, like I think that's really what it is at the end of the day to me is like I don't even know if I like Star Wars. I just like the aesthetic, the Star Wars look.
I
think
like
the more I see of Star Wars, the more I hate it.
I like the space sort of Western aesthetic they got.
Yeah, I could
Always
also
just
just
loved
be
the
getting
world.
old and becoming a bitter old fuck. I just
can't
feel
wait
like they're
to see what I'm
destroying
like
everything I
your age,
love.
man. Like, I
I hate how you said that just now. Oh, I can't wait until I'm your age. Your advanced age, Richard.
Of 49.
Oh man, I can't wait until I'm an elder.
I just want to know, like, if I look back on, or if, like, let's say Star Wars is still going strong at that point, which God knows it probably will.
It will be. 100%.
It'll be in fucking so many different Star Wars at that point.
Did you call me 49? You fuck.
I did.
We're gonna be like showing children Star Wars.
I
Be like,
thought you didn't pick up on them. I'm glad.
we're gonna be like, all right, sit down. We're going on an adventure for the next like 2 weeks because there's so many fucking Star Wars now.
You know, there's some magic to that though. You know, like I know that when I was a kid, the first time I watched Star Wars, it was like a mind-blowing experience as a child where I'm like, what is this? And I think there is still some of that magic. Even if you were to show a kid now, like the new stuff, the new movies, it's still magical to little kids. Star Wars only starts to suck the more you like it.
Yeah,
the more you like Star Wars, the worse it gets.
I miss my like little dumb child brain watching this stuff.
Me too, man.
You know what
I feel that way about everything.
I miss. This is gonna be stupid because I also don't agree with this, but like I miss when there wasn't as much Star Wars because what we had for Star Wars felt that much more special. Like, I remember when I would do my marathons. Fucking,
like the holiday special.
Never mind. I remember when I would watch like the old movies and be like, I imagine this is different for you, Richard, even because you only had the original trilogy.
Because you watched them in theaters, yeah.
I am never doing this podcast again.
but like at one point, like you would get to the end of the trilogy and it would just be Han Solo, Luke, Leia, and Lando sitting on a throne, and you're like, all right, we're done. Like
that was a good wrap up.
I honestly,
that was great.
No. It's like my least favorite thing about the trilogy, if I'm being honest, because like it feels so like we just did so much. Holy shit! All right, fuck off. Goodbye. Get out of here. Like,
dude, that's what I want. I want to see. I want scenes with just some boys.
Oh, that's for D&D.
Shirtless, playing volleyball in a Star Wars universe, and I want to see somebody fly away into the sunset in an X-wing with Highway to the Danger Zone playing.
Yeah,
like that's the Star Wars that the people want, dude. We're sick of this science fantasy shit.
Sam, you've always wanted to make comic books, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's make a space western comic book.
I'm down.
There we go.
Let's make Star Wars, but like what it should be in a comic book form.
Because like for me, like everyone shits on the ending of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I'm like, no, I wanted that for Star Wars. Like I want them to keep cutting to black and then be like, and here's another thing, and here's this place and this place. I'm like, give me all of this. I don't want this franchise to end. That's why I started reading the books and all that kind of shit, right? So
it just fades to black, and it's like, Sheev Palpatine was arrested in Miami, Florida, for possession of marijuana. He's currently doing 5 to life.
Oh my god. But yeah, I don't know. That's why I keep going with Star Wars. Like,
I
saw that as like an
Palpatine's O-face again.
Yeah, when you said that, I saw like an animation come up with just like the black screen with the text, and then just like a really
like a black and white, black and white picture of Palpatine.
If you see this man, call this number.
Han Solo now owns a taco truck that operates.
Oh man, yeah, that's the Star Wars that I want. Because I don't want to do this anymore.
I want to do it, but I also don't want to do it.
It still just felt magical, right? Because then, with what I'm saying, there's a whole nother vibe that came around with the prequels.
Well, it's like the same with like Marvel, man. Like I'm getting exhausted.
Mm-hmm. I like honestly think the emotion that I feel when I watch the end of Revenge of the Sith is now tainted by there being more movies.
Well, see, yeah, I'm that's why I'm like excited for the new like James Gunn led DC universe, because I'm like, it's gonna be a breath of fresh air, maybe. You know, it's a new universe that I could, suck it up.
Oh my god.
And hopefully it's gonna be really good.
I hope it's gonna be good.
And it helps spread the exhaustion from Marvel and Star Wars into like a new avenue, so I could like enjoy all three of them together. You know,
that's what I'm most excited about for it. Is like it seems pretty clear that like with James Gunn heading that they know that they can't just imitate Marvel.
Yeah,
and I think James Gunn's gonna give us some like a bit of a breath of fresh air with like just the creative process for these things.
Yeah.
Because I'm honestly like, I feel like Star Wars and Marvel are the same thing now. I just can't do it.
Oh yeah,
So
I get what you mean.
Anyway, episode 8 is pretty good.
Yeah, I love that shit.
I like it when Ray Palpatine showed up and
Do
yeah.
it.
Do it.
I'm just gonna quickly take a gander. Like, do you guys care if I say what the next episode is, like title wise?
Can you imagine if at the end of like Mandalorian, like a child shows up and is like, "Oh, it's Ray."
No.
Fuck.
Well, no.
I would turn it off and I would never watch any Star Wars ever again, dude.
I'll punch my TV screen.
Wait. Sorry. For like, did you say for Mandalorian?
Yeah, for like Mandalorian,
Yeah.
because like that's like the closest. That's like the closest to like
Yeah.
the new trilogy that we
Just
can get
say
right
that.
now.
I guarantee you something like that is gonna happen.
Like they're gonna be like, "Oh, take care of my child. You need to save my child," and it's like, "Oh, what's her name? It's Ray." And that's it.
At the very least, what we have learned already is that Grogu is making Snokes. Like that's what I got out of that.
That's what we're thinking. That like they're cloning
What?
Snoke, and Grogu is the base of it.
Dude, Richard, you didn't get that from that one fat tube thing in Mando season 2?
I mean, I saw the tube where they were growing Snoke. So what does that have to do with Grogu?
Well, they
Like Grogu's like the force basis for
they,
that.
they grabbed Grogu's blood or some shit, and they were like,
Okay. Yeah. That was the whole reason that which
Yeah, they
suggests
needed
to me
the force.
yeah.
Which suggests they can create force-sensitive clones.
there we
It's-
go. Snoke being a fucking clone in Rise of Skywalker is like oh my god. Being in the theater and that happening like the first 5 minutes, oh my god, what a bad fucking way to start that movie.
The whole beginning of that movie, I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
He's like, I made Snoke. And I was like, okay, so you mean like you trained him, right? And then it cut to fucking 3 Snokes in a tube.
No, I literally produced him in a tube.
Fuck. We're going in a fucking bad direction here, people.
He's made of cake batter and my special sauce.
A team of writers went through that movie and was like, yeah, this is fine.
Bro, me alone could have made something better.
Yeah, like, dude, like, we all would have been in there and been like, nah, that's bad idea right there.
I would have been like,
Get that out
what
of
the fuck are you talking about, Abrams? Get the hell out of the writing room.
Hey, listen here, JJ. That's real freaking stupid, bud.
there.
Because
Really, like, setting up shit on lots, but you could never end it. So.
Because it's definitely the same thing we did with George Lucas, where we're doing that with Dave Filoni and like all these other people, where they've done so much good stuff that like people don't even question them anymore.
Yeah, we
Yep.
worship them
Yep.
too much, and it's like, well, we should question them. Like,
But like, yeah, now their writing team's like, oh, you're the big brain, you're the one that's always doing good stuff, so we're gonna write down anyway because you know what you're doing.
Dave Filoni's gone to the dark side. He's
Yeah,
not
like-
even the good guy anymore.
But, like, bro,
I still
like-
like him, but it's like, damn, dude, like, I can see the sameness, and we need other people.
Like, if
Yeah.
I were in Dave Filoni's position, I'd be like, please don't fucking agree with me. Like, let's talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's
Yeah,
discuss
Star Wars
a potential
needs-
other avenue.
Star Wars needs more creative minds. You
Yes.
you cannot have like a Feige of Star Wars. Like there has to be creative teams working on this universe. Otherwise, it just resembles Dave Filoni's personal fanfic.
Well, that's
Yeah.
why I liked the idea of having the Star Wars story group or whatever. But then when JJ literally was like, "Yeah, I don't need you guys for Rise of Skywalker," that was a bad sign already. And then
Uh-huh.
they got
Oh, the
disbanded.
bad batch. Where can we fit Ahsoka in this?
Oh my god,
I guarantee you, she will show up. Like for
it's
sure.
gonna
Yeah.
happen. Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think that they reference. Did they reference her or no?
Maybe.
No, wait.
I don't
Maybe I'm
remember.
thinking of meeting with the Kaminoan. I think that like they referenced at one point someone like you have to meet with this woman, and I was like, okay, so like that's gonna be.
Oh, Ahsoka.
It's like we are literally trained to feel like that because of how these
Yeah.
shows are now.
Because Dave with his boner for Ahsoka.
So
Yeah.
next week's episode is The Crossing. So
Somebody's gonna die.
Oh shit!
Jesus Christ. I don't know. I feel
Oh,
like
someone's gonna be crucified in the show.
Oof,
also as a
yikes.
heads up to everybody, this is more so just for you guys. Last of Us is Friday this week.
Is it really?
Yeah, because it's Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah, so
So it's coming out tomorrow, baby.
Wait, what?
What?
Oh my god! What day is it?
Not?
It's Thursday.
Oh my god, it is.
It's coming out tomorrow, guys. Last of
Holy
Us.
shit!
Woo! That just made my
thank
week.
you for that, Age. Yeah, you just made my week. Like, no. Oh my god.
Right after we're done D&D tomorrow, we're gonna hop on and watch some Last of Us.
Hell yeah, guys. So yeah, on that note, definitely check us out tomorrow at 6 p.m. PST. We got a Roro session tomorrow. The gang will be making their way into Sutter's End.
We're gonna be making our way downtown.
Walking fast.
When do we get more Roscoe?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, when is Roscoe coming back?
I mean, Richard, I don't know. Maybe I should shoot you some messages or something.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
We'll figure it out.
Roscoe's actually the big bad. His last name is actually Outsmouth. He's Roscoe Outsmouth.
He's fucking leader. Hell yeah. Oh, you made me go to fucking Roll20 instead of Twitch. Goddamn.
Alright, let's wait into Kaz.
Okay. Is he still going strong? Someone should ask
He
him.
is. Let's see.
He's doing his best.
He's gone for like an hour. Yeah, he looks like he's still drawn and focused.
Alright, let's get it in there.
1 second.
Raid has been created. McClunkies. McClunky away!
I say what I want.
I say what I want. Yeah, and then we'll also be back next week to do a double feature of our Last of Us thoughts with the new episode coming out this week as well. Unfortunately, we couldn't do ours yesterday. I had work call me in early because someone is sick, god damn it.
Mm-mm.
And then they're going to get me sick, and it's going to be a whole nother problem for us to deal with. Not fun. There, I love your head bobbing, guys. Alright. So, we will see you tomorrow, hopefully. And if not, catch you next week.
Oh, he was just rated by Red Dead Queen, by the way.
Perfect timing, then.
Double rate, let's go.
McClunky.
Goodbye.
McClunky.
Crunchwrap Supreme.
Nice.